And there you are. Right on time. Oh, it doesn't matter if you didn't tell me you were coming. I learned a while back that I never have to wear a watch because you are like clockwork. Did I say leave? Come inside. I could actually use your help in here. For once. Have a seat. Well, now that you've taken to ordering my food every time you come in here and make extra work for me, I've decided instead of wasting the diner's resources on stuff on the menu, I'm gonna put you to work myself. Oh, you get that look off your face, you know exactly what I mean by work. Plus, anything you have in mind, I can assure you, would not be considered a job by any stretch of the imagination. Damn it. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm taking shit out of the oven, hold your horses. Or are you in some kind of rush tonight? Oh, I see. Well, in that case, you can calm yourself down and get comfortable. You're gonna be here a while. I can hear you mumbling. Well, since you always tell me you've got such a good nose, take a whiff and you tell me what it is. Oh, I see the flattery hasn't stopped, has it? Oh, did I ask you to? I didn't think so. Flatter away. I never mind a good ego boost. There. I need to do some work on a couple recipes for this season. Yeah? Autumn's always been a personal favorite of mine. Last year, that family that moved into that country club up the way had a huge thing with a bunch of vendors, party games. It was great for the whole town. I didn't go myself, but so many people were out having a good time, I was able to close up early and have a quiet night to myself. Got to spend the whole evening in my kitchen with some of my grand's old recipe cards. I only bring them out on special occasion. It's always been my belief that the only time to bring out a recipe is when the ingredients are in season. I don't get that much creative liberties in the service industry. But when it's quiet like this, I get to put that industrial oven to good use. Of course. Stuffed acorn squash, pumpkin pie, chicken and dumplings. All the good stuff that just feels like home. Only my gran was the kind of woman who measured with her heart, and only her heart. Makes following the instructions a little difficult, so every year I work up a few batches to perfect the recipe. Yeah, now you're catching on. I'll admit, I'm a little biased, so I need a second opinion. Now, I trust you will give me your honest opinion. None of these recipes are perfect. Not yet. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure I've got something for that ungodly sweet tooth you have. You know, whenever I called you sugar the first time, I never meant that to be an actual defining characteristic. Unless you just made it up to make me happy. Oh, don't you do something a little more productive with that mouth and have a bite? You're getting pretty close to your quota for innuendos, and I wouldn't want you to tap out early on me. Now come on, take a bite. Try it. Well? Huh. Okay. I tend to go lighter on the aromatics as a precaution, but... Hang on. Oh, shit. I can't even taste it. How'd you even know that was in there? Well, you've got quite a refined palate. Not exactly what I expected, given how you eat. Like a starving animal, that's how. I appreciate the compliment to my culinary skills, but you don't have to choke it down like it's gonna run away. All I ask is that you try my cooking, sugar. Don't need any more than that. While I may have been raised on it, I am not one who enforces the clean plate club. Sure, keep having it. That's for the better. The more you eat, the less I do. Huh. And that might be the most genuine compliment you've given me. Don't worry. I'm not worried about fitting into my uniform. I'm worried that I'll become far too complacent with my own dishes. If I get too used to one batch and it don't taste right, I won't know what I'm looking for when I'm perfecting the recipe. You're doing me a favor. Go right ahead. Finish if you like. So, sugar, how have you been? Well, it's been a whole 24 hours since you last stopped by. I figured I'd ask. Good. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. Not much going on here. I've already wrapped up pretty much everything for the night. No one's coming in here till morning, unless they want coffee or something out of the dessert cooler. I mean, unless you've got a special request. I'm not sure if that's on our menu, but I'll double check to see if the sweet Southern Belle is one of our specials. I've been good. Not too much of a hassle. Diner's been getting pretty quiet these days, so I'm grateful for the occasional rush. Yes, my new hire has been working out quite well. He's a good man. Moved here with his wife and extended family. They've got a little girl. She comes in here sometimes, sits at the counter. Although she knows how to use those puppy dog eyes a little too well. I think she's gotten more free desserts out of me than you have. Aw. Well, maybe if you ever took off those sunglasses and used some puppy dog eyes of your own, I'd be willing to give in more often. You know, if my mama ever saw you indoors in a public establishment with sunglasses on, she'd smack them off your face so hard they'd end up in the next county over. Yeah, well, that was her. Tough love and all that. Suppose I got a little bit of that myself. Yes, I'm sure you would like to be on the receiving end, wouldn't you? Too bad for you. I'm not in the mood for that. You can add the yet all you want, doesn't mean I did. What kind of question is that? Well, normally when you ask me about my personal life, it's what I'm doing after my shift. I really can't figure you out sometimes. I can't tell if you're trying to make jokes or if you're actually being serious. In which case, we need to have a very serious discussion on your standards. I'm still sure I'm too old for you, no matter what you try to say otherwise. I think you are very, very generous with your compliments. And as nice as it is to imagine otherwise, I think this has been nothing more than playful, and for your sake, it should stay that way. You don't know the first thing about me. Huh. So what about my cooking tells you what you need to know? If the phrase over 30 and flirty comes out of your mouth, I will kick you out of this diner so hard, my shoe will leave an imprint on your ass cheek. That's what I thought. Huh. Well, you got pretty close. Missed the mark a little bit, but I won't hold that against you. For one, I have not been yearning for love my entire life. I've gotten plenty of that, thank you very much. I don't know. Ask my ex-husband. Oh, didn't see that one coming, did you? That suddenly changing your perspective on this? The fact that I used to be married got you questioning if the game's all worth it? I wouldn't blame you. As, some of the very backwater folks in my hometown would say, I'm used goods. Now, that is very sweet. But you do not need to go white-knighting yourself for my sake. There is no one you need to fight, or threaten, or, God forbid, have a conversation with about my previous love life. Especially not with my ex-husband. Relax. We ended things on good terms. And we both left with not one single regret. Oh, I don't know. We were young and under the impression that the entire world ended at the edge of our neighborhood. High school sweethearts and all that. Got engaged on graduation night, married that summer. Moved into my in-laws' guest house for the first year of our marriage, and from then on, we, grew up and apart. After a few years, it was obvious that we just didn't work. Not to say we didn't care. We loved each other as much as anyone could. It's probably why we stayed together for as long as we did, but, the people we were when we got married did not grow up into people who should have been. We both agreed to part ways, and, he still sends me Christmas cards every year. And he and his wife have the most beautiful set of twins, and I couldn't be happier for him. Oh, no, don't you go looking sorry at me. Anything I did with him in my past made me the person I am, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. Well, I'm under the firm belief that every love brings a lesson. Now, good or bad, earned or not, you'll learn something. I got to learn who I was and who I wanted to be with. He did the same, and now I have a very good friend who I still love dearly, who I get to watch have a life that he deserves, and I'm very happy with the life that I have. I'll put it this way. If I hadn't had the life I had, then I wouldn't have moved all the way out here. I never would have gone traveling, never would have grown to love cooking so much. I never would have landed owning this place, I'll tell you that much. And I wouldn't be able to talk to you every day. I'm very grateful for that. Despite your routine advances that are getting more and more ridiculous by the day. No, for the love of... Sugar, I don't know what goes through that head of yours, and I'm a little scared to find out how your thought process works. I've lived long enough. I've met enough people and seen enough shit in my day. I do not believe in fairy tales. I think bad things happen to good people, and I think people who deserve them don't get the happy endings that they need. But I also believe that there is more good in this world that can be found by anyone. And that's all I need. Oh, forgive me for the bluntness, but I think it's, what's the word? Foolish to go hunting for magic when there's so much good to be found in the real world. Yes, I consider you to be one of those good things. A good thing that gives me a headache and makes me debate a very early retirement. But a good thing nonetheless. And don't push your luck. What? Oh, now what did I just say? Alright, fine. As long as it's not about me, fine. I'm sorry. You're how old and you don't know how to cook? Part of my lack of internet prowess, but don't they have YouTube videos to teach you that? And Abby keeps trying to show me these, Tic Tacs. Those have videos on them. Excuse me? Sugar, it took me 2 weddings and a funeral to get my grand's recipes, and you want to learn them for free? Hush, I'm annoyed that I don't want to say no. I'll consider it. I will consider if I want to say yes, depending on how you behave yourself. Got it? Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be a regular old teacher's pet for about 5 minutes until some dirty joke sets itself up. Well, unless you're, serious about wanting to spend some quality time together. Oh. In that case, I'm sure you'll be just as sweet as your name, won't you? Oh, Lord. I don't know what I'm getting myself into.